turned out. Oh my gosh, you guys, if you've not ever made one, highly recommend. We could crochet the ghost pup like a normal person, but where is the fun in that? Hello guys, welcome to my channel. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Morgan. I'm the maker behind Adelaide Crochet, and what a very interesting first impression I've just made for you guys. Ooh. And for my fabulous returning crochet friends, welcome back. In today's video, we are going to be making some fun Halloween themed plushies. I have a Palm Street Live actually 2 days from now at the time that you guys are watching this video, and it's going to be a fall / Halloween themed Palm Street Live. So we're going to be making some stuff for that today. Before we get into it though, be sure that you like this video, subscribe, and of course, as always, you guys can check out my Instagram, my Etsy, and my Palm Street, linked in the description. Oh my gosh, I did the exact same thing last week. I think I did the whole intro without breathing at all. Probably shouldn't do that. Few announcements before we get started, you guys, in case you missed it. My seagull with a French fry pattern is officially out now. The link is in the description. This is an adorable pattern for anyone who lives by the beach, anyone who has a fun little seagull horror story, which apparently is a lot of people. He's got his full basket of French fries, and of course you could even put a French fry in his beak as well. A fun thing we're doing with this pattern, so for every pattern sale in the month of October, we will be donating $1 to World Vision. I've also put the link directly to World Vision in the description if you guys would like to donate directly there. One other little announcement. So if you guys have been looking at my Instagram, then you already know this, but if you haven't been, then it is time to reveal my next pattern, Larry the Land Turtle. You guys, holy cow, did this pattern take me forever to figure out. I have seen so many sea turtle crochet patterns. I feel like they're everywhere and like all the different themed ones, but I've not really seen like land turtle crochet patterns. So I committed myself to writing a land turtle pattern, and guys, I am happy to share that this pattern is completely no-sew. It works up all in one piece, and you guys, I'm just so proud with how he turned out. So his name is Larry, and this fella is going to be tested by my level 3 Patreon members. So if you guys want to check out my Patreon, the link is in the description. Of course, I know not everybody can join Patreon, so I always try to do like a little mini open tester call on my Instagram as well. And at the time that you guys are watching this video, well, if you're watching it the day that I publish this video, then the tester call is still open on my Instagram if you would like to go apply. The tester call is going to close on Friday the 17th, and then the pattern, ooh, sorry, I can't see my calendar. Yes, the pattern is going to release on Friday the 24th. The 2 October patterns together. They look so cute. Okay, now that those announcements are done, let's officially get into this video, you guys. So, like I mentioned before, we're going to be prepping for my next Palm Street Live, which is Saturday, October 18th at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Guys, go bookmark the live. If we get over 200 bookmarks, we're going to do a giveaway. As it stands right now, we're going to do some $1 starting bids. But let me share with you everything that I've made for that so far, and then we will get into making some Halloween plushies. Okay, so this is everything that I have for this Saturday so far. So today's currently Tuesday, so I do still have some time to prepare for it. Of course, we have Larry over here, and then we have 2 other prototypes. I will share my whole process of that mess in next week's video. This pattern was incredibly challenging, so I'm very proud of how he ended up looking, but we do have 3 Larry the Land Turtles over there. And then, so these are not necessarily Halloween themed plushies, but some of the fun ones that I have here are a fuzzy weighted seagull with a French fry, super cute. We do also have a fuzzy weighted mini Cowboy Rex, minus of course the cowboy aspect. We have the 2 other seagulls with the French fries, and then everything else is indeed Halloween themed. So I did finish making a full set of spooky pups. So we have the witch/wizard pup, the ghost pup, and then also the mummy pup. I made all of these using Parfait Chunky with a 5mm hook, so they're kind of like a medium size. Ideally today, I would love to make a jumbo version of the ghost pup. I think that would be super cute. And then down here, we do also have some fuzzy weighted ghosties. This pattern is by Rose and Lily. I'll put all the patterns that you guys will see in this video in the description in case you'd like to make any of them for yourselves, but I made a fuzzy weighted one in the white color. Here's one in in the pink color, and then finally we also have one in the orange color, and these are all made using Feels Like Bliss yarn with a 5mm hook. In addition to having like fall and Halloween themed patterns at this market, I will also be in a hot dog costume. It is inflatable. I tried it on the other day with my Patreon members, and you guys, it's something. So if you want to see me in an inflatable hot dog costume, then make sure you join the Palm Tree Live. So the first thing that we are going to do is actually make a pumpkin hat bat. So let me pull up the pattern here. So I started making this, I think during my last YouTube live last week. So this pattern is by Crochet by Coop, and this is what it's looking like so far. So of course I still need to sew this wing onto this side, and I still need to make the other wing. And then this pattern will also have a pumpkin hat on it as well. And this was super cool because Cooper told me that they were inspired to make this based off of my fruit hat ducky pattern. One change that I did make to this pattern, so in the original pattern, you're actually supposed to start with brown yarn and then work directly into the orange hat. But because I'm making it using Feels Like Bliss yarn, Feels Like Bliss actually, they don't have like a brown colored yarn. Pretty much the only dark color that they have is the slate color, which is what I use to make the bat's body. So I'm using Parfait Chunky for the stem, and rather than start the hat with this and then transitioning into that, I was worried that, did that sentence make sense? You know what I mean. I was worried that the yarns wouldn't match up correctly, so I went ahead and modified the pattern a little bit and just made the hat by itself essentially. And then now that we're done the hat, I am just adding the stem. So hopefully this will look okay. Alrighty, and that is what the finished pumpkin hat is looking like. I can pop a picture on the screen for you guys so you can see like what the pattern actually looks like. I also made one other mod to this pattern. So on the original pattern, the bottom kind of comes out a little bit more. I ended up taking that away so that the bottom was flat, just so it could sit on a surface by itself because I was making it weighted. So essentially there are weighted pellets in the bottom here, and then on the top here, it's just polyfill. So let's go ahead and make the second wing and assemble everything. By the way, did you guys notice I'm wearing my Snoopy pumpkin shirt to fit the theme of the video? This is technically a pajama shirt, but it's okay. Oh my gosh, you guys. Look at this bat. He is so cute. Okay, so I gave him this little blush underneath each of the eyes, and of course, this derpy little smile. One of the things that I really like is that the wings can kind of come together. So it kind of looks like he's doing one of these. Look how sweet he is. And of course, like I said, he sits flat on a surface like that. But let's go ahead and put the pumpkin hat on. So there he is, fully with the pumpkin hat on. The cool thing is, of course, is that the hat's removable. So if you want him to wear the hat, he totally can. Or if not, he can just be a plain old fuzzy weighted bat. So yay, Halloween plushie number 1 is officially done. So for this next one, I actually have not made this one for an entire year, of course. So the last time that I made this, it was a pattern test that I did for Blue Bina on Instagram. And it is her baby ghost with a pumpkin pattern. So I'll pop that on the screen for you guys here. As you can see, it's a cute little ghosty with a pumpkin that sits on top of its head. And we're going to make this one jumbo because it's been a super long time since I've made a jumbo plushie. So we are going to be using Sweet Snuggles with an 8mm hook. And I also found the perfect sinker eyes to use with this one. So we are going to be using these 25mm derpy ones. I thought that the orange would look really cute because it would kind of like match the orange of the pumpkin. And it kind of just gives it that overall like fall themed vibe. And these eyes, if you guys are curious, all of them are by What's Up Cupcake on Instagram and Palm Street. So like I was saying before, this is a pattern test that I did last year for Blue Bina. I'm pretty sure if I remember correctly, this was maybe one of the first pattern tests that I ever did. But I think it's a really great like market prep friendly pattern. It's mostly no-sew. The only sewing required for this pattern is actually sewing the pumpkin to the top of the ghost's head. I remember I brought the one that I tested to a market last year and it sold really, really quickly. So I think the pumpkin really helped it to stand out a little bit. Last year in the month of October, I ended up doing 3 markets in a row, which was really challenging for me. I think that was probably like the most challenging slew of markets that I've ever done. Just because when I did the first market, it was a really, really great market and I had a lot of sales, and that was a really good thing on that day. But then there was also the stress of knowing that I needed to, oh my gosh, do you guys see that? little fuzzy flying through the air. But it was also kind of stressful because I knew that for the next week's market, I would have to spend that whole week preparing. So whenever you have markets that are back to back like that, it's kind of like a double-edged sword. Like you want to do really well, but then you're also nervous about the next market that you have to do, if that makes sense. But it's kind of funny that I did so many markets last year because I'm not doing any markets this year in the month of October. Well, I'm not doing any in-person markets this year. Of course, I'm doing my Palm Street Lives. Of course, we're doing the one on the 18th, and I think we're probably going to do another one during the month of October, but I think I might make it like during an unusual time, maybe a nighttime market. We did one of those before and it was really, really fun live streaming at that time. So we'll probably have to do that again here soon. But I mentioned before to you guys, so I feel like it's increasingly difficult to get into in-person markets in my area. So that's kind of why I've been focusing more on like pattern writing and doing the Palm Street Lives here lately. But this is what the ghosty is looking like so far. I'm really liking the size of it. I really want this to be like a larger plushie. Woo! So this is what the ghosty is looking like. I'm really liking the size of it and the proportion of these eyes. So now that I've set those in place, let's actually set these sinker eyes in place. So this is what the backs look like. For the longest time, I've always found it really difficult to set sinker eyes in place. I used to use a hammer and I would almost like smash my fingers. It was just not good. But when Christine with What's Up Cupcake sent me these sinker eyes, she also sent me this like eye installer tool. And it's cool because you can do like a bunch of different size eyes with it. And it actually works really, really well, which you wouldn't think because it looks so simple, but let me show you guys how this works and how I like to do it. So basically I grab like a washcloth so that it protects the eyes and I lay them down like that. Well, first I want to make sure that the pupils are pointed inward towards each other. Okay, now I turn it inside out and I place the first one right here. Hopefully you guys can see that okay. If I move you closer, that's probably a little bit better. So we set that in place and then we take this sinker eye tool and we just put it right there like that. And then we put all of our body weight into it and it snaps in place. So let's do the other one real quick too. Voila, super, super cute. I'll also add some like blush detailing once we're done with it, but I'll admit when I first got that sinker eye tool, I was a little bit skeptical just because it's so simple. Like it doesn't really look like there's that much to it, and all the other sinker eye tools that I've seen before just look a lot more complicated. But honestly, you do not need anything complicated because this works really well. But alrighty, let's start to make the frill on the bottom of our ghosty. I just finished the ghost body. Look how cute he is. Oh my gosh. I really, really like how this pattern looks with the jumbo yarn. So I left this strand over here so that I could attach the pumpkin to the top of the head. So let's go ahead and do that. And introducing for the very first time, the jumbo pumpkin ghosty. Look at how cute it turned out. So this is my very first time ever making it in a jumbo size. So I guess we can use my head kind of as a reference for how large it is. It turned out actually a lot bigger than I thought that it would. So this is what the pumpkin looks like on the top there. Super cute. And I really like how these eyes look with it as well. So this is fabulous. I love this so much. And while I was making it, so I promised you guys a while ago that I would start watching Gilmore Girls this fall, because if you're new here, I have never once seen a single clip or scene of Gilmore Girls until now, because while I was making this, I watched the pilot and Rory didn't want to go to the new fancy school because of a boy. The drama. But I can see why it's considered a fall show. It's definitely giving like autumn, fall vibes. Well, also, I'm pretty sure they said that it's September, so it takes place in the fall time. So I'll be sure to keep you guys updated on my thoughts on the series. It is not something that I would normally watch. Like, it seems a little serious. Normally I watch a bunch of like goofy stuff, but it's pretty good so far. And I did not realize that, oh my gosh, what's her name? The comedian, she was on SNL and she's in like a bunch of movies. Okay, I totally know her name, but I can't think of it right now, but I'll put it right here so you guys know what I'm talking about. I did not realize that she was also in the show. Melissa McCarthy. It's Melissa McCarthy. I often find that when I'm trying to think about something, I can't think of it, but when I stop trying to think of it, I can think of it. You know what I mean? Oh, by the way, look at my cute little ghosty cup. I actually got this from Michael's. So the next two things that I would love to make are a ghosty garland. So I've never made a garland before, so we're going to try to do that. And then also a jumbo ghosty pup. So for the ghosty garland, I'm thinking that we will use that same pattern from Lily and Rose, I believe, Rose and Lily. Make a bunch of little ghosties with acrylic yarn and attach that to the string. And of course, we are going to need to make the string for the garland. And that brings me to the sponsor of today's video, Kato. And specifically, today we are going to be trying out their automatic I-cord machine. So I have used their like regular I-cord machine in the past to make this cute little sunflower bag. I'll give you guys the close-up here. So this is kind of what the machine makes. It's kind of like knitted cord, but it's automatic. And this one seems a lot bigger, like this box is probably twice the size of the other one. So I'm really excited to see what the difference is with this one. Alrighty, so we've got a full pack of goodies here to help us. Yeah, this machine is definitely quite a bit bigger than the other one. Ooh, very fancy. Okay, another cool thing, it did come with some yarn. So it looks like 3-weight acrylic yarn is what will work best for this. I actually want to make mine in black though. So I'm going to be using some of my own. This is number 3 black yarn. And it looks like that this is Love Limb. I've had this for a while, so I'm excited to try this out too. And I have never done this before, so we are going to be setting this up together. So yarn guide installation, align the notch. So it looks like we align this first and insert that, and then we screw this in place. All right, now that that is in place, we're going to start winding the yarn through. So it looks like we put it through here first, and then we weave it through the plastic, and then we weave that through the whole thing. All right, and if I've read the instructions correctly, then this should work. I think it's working. So once you first start it, you have to like hold pressure on the back of it here until the actual cord starts coming out. Oh my gosh, okay. And so once the cord starts coming out the back, then you can let it go and it's just working all on its own. So let me give you guys a closer look. So as you can see, it's fully automatic. So once you get it started like we just did, then it just runs all on its own. So I have my yarn down there that it's just pulling from. Don't mind my random box of feels like bliss yarn down there, but it pulls up through this bit right there, and then that is where it actually does all of the knitting. And as we can see here, if I give you guys a closer look, so this is what the actual cord in and of itself looks like. I'm not really sure how long I want my garland to be, so I think I'm just going to let it run for a little bit longer and then we will cut it. Okay, so I think this is about how long I would like it to be, so I'm going to stop it, and then I'm going to take my scissors and trim. I'm actually going to leave a little bit here so that I can like sew up the end of it, and then also I'm going to leave this here so that whoever gets this, or if I keep it for myself, I can tie it to like anything, so it could hang from like a hook or something like that. Now once you have this part like this, you just take your yarn and weave it through each of the little loops that you're left with, and that will just fasten off the end. It's kind of similar like to how we finish off once we do our crochet projects, so it looks like that once we're done. So this is the length that I decided to do, so it's going to be a pretty medium-sized garland. I'm thinking maybe 5 ghosties on it, so 1 on either end, 2 in the middle, and then 1 in the center here. And like I said, I left this strand there so I could tie it to anything, and just to give you guys the close-up again, that is what it looks like. As someone who doesn't knit, I mean, hopefully one day I will eventually learn how to knit, but as someone who doesn't currently knit, it's really nice to be able to add like a knitting aspect to some of my projects. So I'm really excited to make this garland, and I think I'm going to use this machine for like more garlands in the future. So definitely during Christmas time and things like that, I would love to make some more of them. Overall, I would say the quality on this is perfect. I mean, there's not a single imperfection on this whole thing. So if you guys would like to try out the Kato automatic I-cord knitting machine yourself, the link is in the description along with the discount code that you can use at checkout. And once again, thank you so much to Kato for sponsoring this video. So it is currently like a little bit after 5 right now, and I'm doing the YouTube live at 7 tonight. So my plan for the live tonight is to make my 5 ghosties actually during the live, and I'm gonna make them using number 4 acrylic yarn so that it goes better with like this acrylic yarn that I've used for the actual cord. And if I have time, because that pattern is actually really fast to work up, like it's totally so it's really nice. If I have time after I make the 5 of those, then I would love to get started on the ghost pup, but I will check back in with you guys tomorrow to show you all of the goodies that I made during the live and honestly later tonight, because I'm probably going to keep crocheting after the live tonight as well. So it's the next day. I'm wearing the same shirt for continuity purposes, but you guys, the live last night was wild. There was so much going on. There were so many people in the chat and just some crazy things happened, and we actually found out, so it made sense. Last night apparently was a harvest moon, so I guess it was like a big full moon, so it was very interesting, but it was also very productive, which was nice. So I mostly got the ghosty garland done. I just need to like assemble it together, and then I also started on the jumbo ghost pup, so we'll make that next. So I have my cord here, of course, and then I do have all 5 of my little ghosties. I'm gonna try to, oh, I guess I could do this. So I have all 5 of my lovely ghosties here. So the plan, of course, is to evenly assemble them onto this garland, and hopefully it looks okay. I've never done this before, but what I'm planning on doing is, so I'll like divide it down the middle like this, and then this is where I'm going to place my first one. So basically what I'm doing here, you guys, is I'm passing the yarn underneath of the magic ring, bringing it through to the other side, and then so this cord is actually kind of like hollow on the inside. So then I'm bringing my needle up into the middle of that, making sure that it doesn't poke through the other side. And I'm just doing this several times just to make sure everything is secured in place. Alrighty, so that is what the first one is looking like, you guys. I really like it. It looks super cute. So what I ended up doing with the yarn end once I was done was I brought it back down through the bottom of the ghosty, tied it in a knot, and then pushed it back inside to secure it. I thought I would explain all of that just in case any of you guys liked this idea. Hopefully it turns out cute and you do like it. And then if any of you guys wanted to make one of these for yourself, but I'm going to go ahead and sew the other 4 ghosties onto the garland. Oh my gosh, you guys. I love it so much. So I think I said this before. This is the first time I've ever made a garland, so I was kind of worried that it wouldn't turn out the way that I wanted it to, but I really like this. Oh my gosh, you guys, if you've not ever made one, highly recommend. Another fun idea that somebody said last night was to alternate pumpkins and ghosts. At the time they said that, I had already made the ghosts, so I didn't end up doing it. But if you wanted to make one, that would be another really cute idea, to put like 2 pumpkins on here or something like that. I'm gonna try to see if I can like hang it up somewhere. Look how cute, you guys. Oh my gosh. So you could hang this from wherever you wanted to. I feel like it would be especially fun like in a classroom, or maybe like in an office or something like that, or even in a craft room if you were able to like hang it up on your wall somewhere. Super cute, you guys. So like I said, I would really like to make some more garlands. I might use this to make some like Christmas themed garlands, and we were talking about that last night on the live too. Maybe I'll do some like snowflakes or snowmen or something like that, and then I could try to have them at some of my Palm Street lives, or I could also try to bring them into the marketplace. So festive here in the background. I love that. It is covering up our grumpy froggy's face though, so unfortunately for him, he's probably not very happy about that. But also on the live last night, I was able to start the jumbo ghost pup. So this is what it's looking like so far. I almost said jumbo hot dog pup. So I was going to make it in this dark gray color. So this is Sweet Snuggles, and I'm using an 8mm hook. This is the shade, what is the shade color? Oh, right. I forgot that Sweet Snuggles, they really don't get too fancy with the shade names. This is literally the shade gray, classic. And then this one is, yep, this one's white. I'm trying to decide what eyes I'm going to use. I don't know if I'm going to use sinker eyes, or maybe I'll just use like larger plain black eyes. I'm not really sure what will look better with the ghosty sheet covering it up, but we'll figure it out once we get there. And you guys, if you're new here, the ghost pup pattern is actually also a tutorial here on YouTube. So if you just want to make the ghost pup, be sure to check that out. And if you want the full bundle, including the witch/wizard and the mummy, then that's available on my Etsy. So you guys, I'm working on this spooky pup, and I'm also currently filming a reel. So this is what we're doing. It's probably a good thing that I've been doing the blindfolded crochet challenges and the lives, because they have given me a lot of practice with crocheting without looking. We could crochet the ghost pup like a normal person, but where is the fun in that? Okay, so I just finished the body, and now it's time to move on to the head and the tail. So this is the progress that I've made on Jumbo Ghost Pup so far. So I've made the head. I also made the ears, so I just need to finish making the tail, sew that on the back, sew the ears to the head, and then the head to the body, and then we will make the ghost sheet. I also just got back from the eye doctor, and you guys, okay, so I got my eyes dilated, and normally my pupils are already pretty large by themselves. I'm going to get a little uncomfortably close to the camera right now, but I need you guys to see how large my pupils are right now. Hello. The camera is blurry because they're so dilated. Like, I can't even see what's happening right now, but hopefully you guys can see how dilated my pupils are right now. It's really quite crazy. This happens every time though, so I'm always kind of prepared for it, but everything that I hold kind of here is blurry, so now I really need to go based on feel. I always forget how much it takes crocheting with jumbo yarn, so I already had like the bottom part of the body done. Just the rest of the body and the head alone, this is all that I have of the skein left, so thank goodness I had enough of it, because I did not have another skein of it. This was my very last one of jumbo gray yarn, so I definitely need to get some more of it. I just finished the tail, and this is all that I had left of the skein. I was getting a little nervous there at the end. So I just finished the jumbo sitting pup. Let me grab the other one so you guys can really see the size difference. Oh my gosh, you guys, it's so crazy how much a difference like just using a different yarn and hook makes. But this one right here is Parfait Chunky with a 5mm hook, and of course this is the Sweet Snuggles yarn. It's a jumbo 7 yarn with an 8mm hook. And the cool thing about this pattern is, as you can see, it is an adorable built-in sitting pup pattern in and of itself. So if you were just looking for a sitting dog pattern, then be sure to check out that tutorial. But of course, we are making a ghost pup. So the last thing for us to do is to make the ghost sheet using this yarn. You guys, I just finished making the jumbo ghosty pup. Oh my gosh, look at how cute. And he turned out so big, you guys. These are a foot long, so yeah, he's over a foot tall. He actually kind of weighs a lot too. This is the first time I've ever made one of the spooky pups in a jumbo size, so if any of you were thinking about making a jumbo one, then this should give you an idea as to like the final size of it. I usually try to have like a good range of items for my Palm Street Live, so this guy will definitely be like one of the bigger items that I'll have there. I did end up going with the 20mm safety eyes just because I thought that it would be easier to see the full eye if it were a little bit smaller, and I think being able to see the whole eye really helps and kind of makes it look better. But yeah, super cute, and I'm really excited to share him with everybody. So originally when I was planning this video, there were 3 other items that I wanted to make, and I don't think I have time for them in this video because I have to get to editing. So I wanted to make some fuzzy weighted candy corn, I wanted to make a zombie, and then there was one other thing I wanted to make too. So we're going to have to make those in next week's video. But before we go, of course, if you guys are new here, anytime we make a new plushie, we always do a 2-second dance party, so I filmed an extra special little something for you guys. Almost fell over like 5 times. Yeah, that was something. In next week's video, I'm going to take you guys through the whole prep and recap of my next Palm Street Live. We're going to make a few more items for that, and then I'll let you guys know how it went, the results and everything like that. And of course, there will probably also be an appearance of the hot dog costume. And before we go, let's just get one final look at all of the inventory that I have so far. I would really like to have probably like maybe 6 to 8 more items for this weekend, so hopefully within the next few days I can make some more items. My vision is getting a little better, so hopefully my pupils aren't as dilated. But anyway, as always, if you guys were crocheting while watching this video, let all of us know what you're making in the comments, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your week, and I'll see you in next week's video. Bye!